I'm feeling great. We're in New York. New York, New York, New York. Uh this track is definitely in New York.
For sure, New York. I've done this in ARCA, and telling you, practicing that, I had 150 incidents, I believe, and I feel like I've improved a little bit.
Only a little bit.
Well, I was muted for the beginning of that, so all you guys heard was the
All you heard
Drugstore
was
Cowboy
me
and Johnny Replay responding
unprompted
to me.
saying New York.
Yep. Yeah, it was just literally you say New York, New York. That's hilarious. Well, welcome back to the DRL, guys. I'm going to just cliff notes what I said. We missed you guys. It's been 2 weeks. This is the first race of the chase and the only road course we're going to visit. It's definitely in New York. We've established that, and you guys have heard that. You've heard the relationship that Johnny Replay and the Drugstore Cowboy have with this place. And one thing I was noting is this is somewhere that a lot of these guys have been racing at virtually, probably for longer than most other road courses, due to just how long NASCAR has been coming here, how many video games this place has been on for us. But one thing that's very different, let's get out of the way now, is the big update here in this iRacing surface. And it's definitely affected a few areas of the track here. I'll see if I can get us a camera on a couple of them. But the biggest one that stuck out to me, Drugstore Cowboy, was the bus stop and how different that is now.
Yeah, it's a lot different. You can really smack those things now, those curbs, without really upsetting the car too much. It's still a bumpy ride in there, but it's not gonna just shoot you off and you're not gonna lose all traction. You can really just dive down into those things.
Yeah, it's you can definitely hit it a lot harder than you could previously. So it's I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see how these guys explore it. And that update came, I think, about 48 hours ago. So no one is familiar with this track more than anyone else, really. So it's kind of an open playing field. One of the drivers I think we'll have our eye on is the guy on screen right there, Zach Panzarella. He is coming in here with the chase lead. I will try to get that up for you guys so we can take a look at that going in here. Here we go, and this is our 10 chase drivers. So Panzarella will be leading us in the standings, in the Chase for the Cup standings. This is a 6-race shootout here to see who's going to be our first ever DDIRL champion. So I think the biggest news from this 2-week break is that Cody Gibson, due to picking up a different work schedule, was forced to out of the chase, or decided, actually, I should say, to drop out. No one forced him to leave, but decided to drop out and leave that spot open for the next person up, which is going to turn out to be Glen Grigsby. So this right here is our 10-driver chase here on screen. Panzarella, Matthews, Sanchez, Hillman, Patrick Calgill, and Christopher Calgill, Dalton Geyer, Brandon Lollis, Graham McGivern, and Glen Grigsby. Who do you have your eye on today, Drugstore Cowboy, out of this group here on screen that's going to be in the chase for us?
Well, you know what? I've said it a lot in the regular season. I have to really zero in on those two guys that are still looking for that first win, that have come incredibly close, that have just been really consistent up in those podium spots, but haven't been to victory lane yet. I'm talking about Patrick Cowgill and Alex Hillman.
Those are the two I'm going to have my eye on as well. They were by far the fastest in practice, about a second faster. Really what stuck out to me as well was the speed differentials in practice. I think it was about 4 to 5 seconds from first to last, which will be 15th in this race, as well as just big gaps that started as quick as about third place. I think that was Panzarella, who was about a second and a half slower than the pair of Patrick Calgill and Alex Hillman. So I think based on the practice results, those are the two to keep your eye on. So let's also take a look at the best of the rest tournament that'll be going on as well with these chase drivers. So take out Glen Grigsby, he's going to be joining the chase drivers. But everyone else here, I'm going to have my eye on. So who sticks out to you, Johnny Replay?
It is. Oh, actually, the guy that was sticking out is not here. I was gonna say Danny Sanchez. I saw him doing a lot better since the beginning of the season.
He's a chase driver.
But I looked at the wrong picture, I guess. Mark Zabik too. I've seen him get a lot better. Jonathan Casabier, I know he was out for a cool minute. He's a very great driver. So glad he's able to be part of the best of the rest. So I think I'm gonna have to choose Jonathan Casabier.
Yeah, Casabier is an exciting one to have back. Had some equipment issues. Looks like those have been figured out. He is on track today. And Casabier, I can tell you from experience, he is quite a snazzy road course driver. So I'm excited to see what Casabier can do here today. So we'll take a look one more time at the standings going into the chase here. Panzarella is going to have that nearly 40-point advantage, a 39-point advantage. Behind that will be Sanchez. He's going to be 40 behind, but only 1 point behind Cody Matthews. Alex Hillman will be looking for a big day, 41 points back. And then you'll have Calgill, Patrick, 42. And then his brother, Christopher, 47 back. Dalton Geyer will be starting 50 back. Lolis 54, McGivern 57, and Grigsby 59. So Drugstore, it's really tight there. Panzarella with a good gap going in, but after that, if he has a bad race and gives up that gap, it is all to play for.
It is, and he's still got to hold that for a good 6 races here. So there's a lot that could happen. I believe everybody on that list is here today. So no, full attendance from those playoff drivers. Everybody hungry. Everybody wanting to get those points in where they can. Even guys that might not be comfortable turning right. Out here trying to get those points. Trying to stay in this.
Yeah, you love to see it. Usually you do see smaller attendance numbers in these road course races, but it's great to see the entire chase roster out here today. A lot of those guys enjoying that perfect attendance bonus. Panzarella, Sanchez, Hillman, and Christopher Calgill all collecting that perfect attendance bonus. So that is big going to that chase. Really just trying to maximize all the points you can, because I can tell you it might look like Panzarella has this thing with a nice gap, but that 40-point lead can evaporate in a millisecond. So he's gonna have to be sharp. And I mean, we saw how quickly Cody Gibson was able to put together an amazing run and nearly take home the regular season championship. A lot of points pay out for wins here in the DDIRL, so that'll be definitely something to pay attention to as we start this 6-race chase. As we wrap up qualifying here, we're going to take a quick look at where we're going to be going for the rest of this chase. Starting here at the Glen. Next week, we're going to be going to New Hampshire, so a little bit of short track racing. That's going to be fun. And then Kansas, Old Atlanta, Chicagoland, and Homestead will be where we crown the first ever DDIRL champion. A lot of fun races up in store, but today we have to crown a first ever chase race winner and who's going to win this road course. So let's see the qualifying order here of 15 drivers. Take it away, DC. Check out who's on pole today.
Yeah, so looking at the starting grid here, starting on pole, Alex Hillman. Just a great lap there. And then only a couple tenths behind there, the fastest driver in practice, Patrick Calgill. Not surprised to see that front row at all. Then behind them, points leader Zach Panzarella. Down in fourth, best of the rest driver, Tommy Fox, putting in a great qualifying effort, consistent with his practice times. So he's going to start up in fourth. On fifth, we got Jonathan Casabier. Welcome back, Mr. Casabier. Down in sixth, we got Dalton Geyer. Seventh, Cody Matthews. Eighth, Brandon Lolis. Ninth, Christopher Calgill. And 10th, Glen Grigsby.
And rounding out this 15 driver field, we got Mark Zab, Danny Sanchez, Graham McGivern, Jordan Finnegan, and not putting down a time, Juan Delgado, gonna probably hang out, excuse me, avoid that mayhem and see what he can do as this race gets going. And as we start to line this up, only one thing left to do.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
You can tell that Kevin James understands the intensity of this, the first chase race here in the DDIRL. He is pumped up.
He's always pumped up, man. He is the exact same amount of pumped up that I think I've seen him every time. I don't know how he keeps all that energy.
It's
But
insane.
yeah. He's ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're all ready here.
I'm excited for this one. It's going to be the last time we visit a road course. I mean, the first time, really it's the only time we have because we went to a street course for all the technical guys out there. So this is going to be a fun one. I think you're going to see different characters up front. Winner of that race, that was Steve Kirby, who put a beat down on the field in that race. Not here today is Kirby, not in the chase. Alex Hillman also had a hot rod, but things did not go his way in that race. Same for Panzarella. You know he's going to be looking for a better race than the last time they turned right in this league. Patrick Calgill, I believe, took it home second in that race, did he not?
I think so. And that's the thing. I think during the regular season, we kind of saw a big 3 emerge between Panzarella and Gibson and Kirby. Of course, Gibson and Kirby, both having to, both kind of dropping out. I do think the two drivers starting on the front row in front of Panzarella here are 2 guys that, are definitely capable of kind of filling those shoes. And, so we'll see how the rest of this chase pans out.
I could not agree more, DC. They are big shoes to fill, but if anyone can, it is these 2 guys up front, Hillman and Patrick Calgill. It's going to be Hillman leading them to green. We'll be going on the flag man, and we will likely not be seeing him again until the end of this race. Here we go. Green flag for the first ever chase race at the DDIRL Truck Series. Alex Hillman's going to be leading them through turn 1. On the outside of him will be Patrick Calgill. Panzarella close behind in 3rd place. So far, so good through the field, it looks like. And it looks like Hillman's going to close the door on Calgill as we go through the uphill asses. Sketchy going side by side through here as you see Casey Beer and Panzarella close.
Yeah, how many final laps have we seen that look like that as we go through the field here? Yeah, Tommy Fox holding position there. In behind is Cody Matthews. I think Geyer lost a couple spots there. Now through, you see them hitting those bumps. Oh, Geyer out into the weeds there.
Ooh, around goes Geyer. No damage, it looks like.
Yeah, kept it off the wall.
That 36 does not look hurt, just the pride of the driver. But looks like Geyer going to get it away. Okay.
Yeah, and the tires probably.
And the tires.
Yeah.
Those probably aren't thrilled either. Let me know when you have that, Johnny Replay. We'll take a closer look at what happened to Dalton Geyer. As leading lap 1 will be Alex Hillman. Behind him, about half a second already, Patrick Calgill. So Hillman trying to get away early from Patrick Calgill, not wanting to deal with racing that 31 truck. Hillman so far doing an excellent job, keeping it clean, keeping it tight. We do have expanded off-track limits, is I think what we should call them, right? With this new update, these drivers allowed to do really what is very close to the real-life drivers, and how they kind of have this whole place as their playground, kind of reflected now in the service. And what you saw there was kind of interesting to me there, DC. Hillman not really been using it. Cool, we'll take a look real quick at what happened to Dalton Geyer. Here we go through the bus stop. Geyer side by side with Fox, just a little bit late on his turn in. I think able to stay off Fox as well. So really, all things considered, could have been far worse.
Definitely could have been. I think was worried about getting the Fox just tightened up, and then the thing just kind of snapped like that, and it goes for the ride.
We saw something similar happen to a Dealer Drivers Inc. driver over in Chicago last time we were there at the street course at Panzarella, not wanting to hit his teammate of Hillman, locking it up and going around. Similar to Chris Calgill is. Around goes Calgill. Talk about announcers jinx. And that is one of our chase drivers with an early mistake. We'll see if he's going to use that fast repair right now or try to ride it around. He's not going to use it. He's not going to even pit, DC. Interesting decision. Well, I think he's going to find out quickly here in turn 1 how much damage that truck has, but not how the chase driver of Chris Calgill wanted to get started.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, yeah. Plowing a little bit there. It probably, he's got John Deere on the car. It's probably driving like a lawnmower now. But
I have that ready for you.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that drives. Oh yeah, against the wall again. Yeah, don't blame him for not wanting to use the fast repair this early. It is only lap 2 here. Maybe wanting to save that for later on, but.
And that likely won't be the last time we see a driver make that mistake, just exiting the final corner of this track. It is so slick and it's very, very flat compared to the rest of the track. I always say that Walkins Glen, already talked about how a lot of us have been driving here for a long time, but I always say this is the road course that actually feels like it was designed for stock cars, or at least to some degree, whereas, when we visit mid-Ohio or somewhere like that, you really feel like you're just schlepping a truck around these things, as opposed to a race car. So Walkins Glen, to me, feels kind of banked in a lot of areas, and you really do feel those flatter areas like that final turn.
Yeah, you know what? And it's the same, because there's a little bit of banking, too, around here in some places, which, kind of reminds me of in F1, I believe I think it's the Dutch Grand Prix track. I forget what that is, but yeah, same kind of banking for that.
Yeah, that one, that last corner. That is the Dutch Grand Prix, I believe.
Just that little bit of banking, and you see that kind of through the carousel. There's some banking. You see that through the S's a little bit of banking you can ride. So yeah, definitely just feels right for a stock car to be going around here at the Glen.
It does, and it's beautiful here in the state of New York. And yeah, this is always a sellout here at this track. It's obvious why they come here time and time again. As you see Juan Delgado currently working on Zap right here. Delgado definitely, I think, one of the drivers that we should be looking out for in that Best of the Rest tournament. He was one of the perfect attendance drivers, so he's going to collect those bonus points. That's going to help him out a lot. And he's just a clean and consistent driver. So, not to mention how much better he's been getting as the season has been going on. Very impressive right now, running the top 10 at a road course. And another guy that we got to mention for that Best of the Rest is T. Fox up here in 6th place.
Yeah, Tommy Fox started in 6th. He's lost a couple spots, but he's still maintaining that top half of the order here. Yeah, really just gonna have to limit mistakes, keep up this pace. See if he can get back to Cody Matthews here.
And then looking up front still, Alex Hillman continuing to extend that lead on Patrick Calgill up to 1.5 seconds. And man, just visually watching that 08 get around this track is a thing of beauty. Really putting down fast laps. I think the only guy, there are 2 guys who have put down laps in the 113s, which would have been good enough for a pole in this race, and that is our top 2 trucks, unsurprisingly. Panzarella already a full 5 seconds behind Alex Hillman, and 3.5 seconds, behind Calgill. So these 2, as we speculated, the class of the field.
Yeah, for sure. These 2 putting on a clinic so far. We're only
6 laps?
6 laps into this thing. I'm going to be interested to see how big that gap grows by the end of this thing.
Me as well. It's going to be interesting to see how many cars or trucks end up a lap down. So one thing to be mentioned, how this will be scored now that we're in the chase. So let me get some of this off the screen for you guys real quick, and we'll take a look here. So these bonus points here will still be very important. The pole, the laps led, the most laps led, fastest lap, and a 0x incident race will still be valuable bonus points that will pay out in race. However, the other chase points that were bonus points, like your top 5 and top 10, that carried over to start this, those have gone away, and those will no longer be collected. So dominating a race the way Hillman is right now is extremely important. And not to mention, we're still going to be paying out stage points. So with 15 drivers in this race, that's going to be 7 drivers collecting stage points. The top 7 at the completion of lap 25. So that's not going to bring out a caution. I don't think we'll get a caution in this entire race unless something truly horrible happens. But that's going to be a big moment in this race as well. And I think for our chase drivers to try to collect those points where they can.
Yeah, and you know, something to keep an eye on is the fuel load that these drivers have to work with here. It's about 13 laps on a tank, roughly. The window pretty small actually to make it to the end of this thing. You kind of have to stretch each of these fuel runs, you know, 12 or 13 laps, and you know, wouldn't you know it, that does fall kind of right around the stage break. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys navigate that.
Yeah, you're very right about that. We've been hearing reports about 12.5 laps is where the tanks are expiring here. So really like the perfect and absolutely worst number, because I think a lot of guys will be really trying to extend to that stage number of 25, and it falls right there. You're really gonna want to try to run that extra lap here, try to get to 12, going to 13 if you can. So we'll have to keep our eye for that, out for that, and to see what drivers do in terms of their pit stops. We're starting to see these big gaps open up. But I think what we're going to have to keep our eye out for, Johnny, is we're going to have to look to see how many of these guys are going to prioritize tires and how many guys are going to prioritize time and only want to spend as little time in the pits as they possibly can. I'm thinking someone like Dalton Geyer is someone we've seen do that in the past. What are you thinking if you're out there, Johnny Replay? Are you prioritizing tires, or do you want to get out in the pits and get your passes done that way?
I think with the new update that came out to the with this track, you should be prioritizing tires only if you're wearing them out bad. If that kind of makes sense.
I agree.
Because I've been able, you can see the guys running, they'll run the whole track or the whole race without getting tires, but then some guys are really wasting their tires, need to get those tires in to be able to try to not get too many laps behind. And then what I've noticed too is that on turn 1, those new, what are those things called on the track? I'm blanking on it.
But the
red, blue, yellow?
Oh, I guess turtles, curbs, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I've noticed that one is more slippery. I've seen more guys spin out there than I have before. So do you want to get the tires and, you know, not get or be able to use the full track now that there's no track incidents out there?
Right, that's the thing too, is that this track, as you see right there from Sanchez, invites more aggression now with this new setup and the lack of track limits that these guys have to deal with. And you're seeing Dalton Geyer take full advantage of that too. He had that early mistake there in the bus stop, but he's doing a great job working his way through the field. He's already up to 9th place. So no harm, no foul for Geyer in terms of damage there, and now really doing a good job making quick passes and not losing too much time.
You know, at the same time, though, I mean, it's really hard. I mean, you know, you can't really win the race from here, but you know, because of how much time a spin like that'll cost you, regardless. So yeah, he's gonna have to make up some time somewhere, and it's really just a matter of you know, is the cost of you know is not taking tires going to gain you more time then you're gonna lose by staying on those old tires. Like, is the pit road time gonna even out?
Right, you're doing that math in your head, and I think what Johnny kind of talked about is really what you have to be thinking about. Does it make sense for me? What's my delta? If you're running 116s instead of 113s, I think those tires may be worth it, as you see Geyer make another pass on Sanchez there, so Geyer up to 8th place. But I think that's going to be something that these drivers have to take a close look at, is their lap times. And it's about 7 seconds you're going to save by not taking those tires. Maybe give or take a second or two, maybe 5 seconds, I should say, that you're going to gain by not taking those tires. So you really got to have confidence in yourself, as you see Calgill going a lap down there to Panzarella, to not make any mistakes, because also what Johnny was talking about, those curbs are very slippery, and the more time you spend on these older tires, the slipperier those surfaces get. You have to really have confidence in your ability to still put down fast laps on older tires.
You know what, though? Also, if you're... I mean, I feel like you have to prioritize that track position, because it is kind of hard to make... It's hard to make those passes on track. You know, it seems like there's a lot of places to pass, but you know, the door really has to open with a mistake. And so I feel like that's, yeah, I think that's why you would want to save that time on pit road, is to avoid having to, you know, cost yourself, you know, maybe a second, a lap, you know, just being stuck behind somebody, not being able to get that move completed.
I agree. So there's a lot of things these drivers have to be thinking about. This would be early in the window here. I think these drivers, if they can, would like to complete one more lap, and that is exactly what's going to happen. Alex Hillman's going to lead another lap, and I think it will be this time around for the drivers. This means they all did a good job underneath that initial parade lap to save that gas and make it this extra lap. It's going to make this next stage, or this upcoming stage, a little bit more simple for these top drivers. So far, it looks like our top 5 are all going to stay out. Don't see anyone coming down the pits quite yet. Here comes Lolis. He's currently running in 7th. He's going to stay out. Geyer will be next in 8th, and yeah, it looks like Geyer's going to take that corner nice and hard, so there's no way he's pitting. So yeah, oh, looks like first to bite will be Danny Sanchez. So there we go, and it looks like it'll be just Sanchez right now.
You know, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe it's not too early. But yeah, if you're pitting too early, that'll be a really costly mistake, because you're not only jeopardizing your ability to make it to the end, you know, to make it to the stage break, but also you might have to add a splash and go onto the end if you are pitting too early and you can't make it to the end.
Yeah, you're going to be hoping you're getting lapped at that point, so you can run less laps than you have to. Sanchez,
I have something for you, boys.
He's going to be at the shorter end of that. Let's take a look. What do you got for us, Johnny? I see Tommy Fox, and I see Chris Cowgill. Uh-oh. This is the entrance to the bus stop. Uh-oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh! Massive hit. Wow.
Oy.
So that explains why he was getting lapped.
How is that thing still moving?
Running at all. That is amazing, honestly. And look at this parade coming down the pits. So now what we should be looking for, DC, is who is going to take tires and who is happy with just fuel. Looks like our leaders are both going to take at least 2. We'll see. And look how big that gap was. And it's going to be 4 tires for both Cowgill and Hillman. Great job by Cowgill closing the gap. Look at how close he got that.
Yeah, wow, right on the tail of Hillman there, coming out of the pits. And oh yeah, these guys got to be careful, because there's still that little bit of area where you can get a black flag if you cut over too soon. Mm-hmm. Luckily, both these guys not making that mistake. But yeah, Cowgill closing that gap quickly here on pit road.
And it's not even like Hillman did a bad job on getting into the pits. He still gained a lot of time on Panzarella, but Cowgill, just someone who's known for that. And look at these two just playing a game of cat and mouse, and who is going to be more bold on these cold tires.
You know what, though, also is Patrick Cowgill also had on the entry to pit road, he kind of had Hillman as a marker to figure out, you know, where he was going to slow down. And so he could kind of gauge how much closer he could get to him before he had to, you know, really get on those brakes and get down to pit speed. So I think that's kind of how he was able to do that.
I know Hillman's not going to want to hear this right now, but I know you got to know he's thinking back to Thursday. See Dalton Geyer top of your screen pitting, so a lap after everybody is Dalton Geyer. Looks like Grigsby is as well. But this battle on screen, closest we've seen these two to each other since the drop of the green flag, so let's keep our eyes on this. But Hillman was at this very racetrack in a truck as well last Thursday in the MRL, had the race under control and sped on his last pit stop. So you know the last thing Hillman was going to do right here is control another race in speed early on. So that could have had something to do with it as well. Maybe a little bit conservative as he got close to that marker as these two put Graham McGivern one lap down.
God, it's just so satisfying watching those guys hit those bumpers. 'Cause they are just flying through that bus stop section.
Oh, I agree. It is so much fun to watch, especially those two. Just so seamless, so smooth. It really is a joy to watch. As you see Lois bringing it out in the pits, I think lap 14. I'm seeing some data, Johnny Replay, that maybe he crashed. I could be wrong, though. It could have just been him coming into the pits. We'll see if
right
everything's
here.
okay for Lois. Oh, let's take a Johnny Replay on the scene. Let's take a look at what happened to Lolis. This is another chase driver. And that's turn 1, DC?
One.
Oh,
Yeah, that is one.
I saw a lot of this in practice.
Yep. Because you want to use that you want to use that new area. Well, gosh, be careful, Tommy Fox. Good job by Lois keeping it tight.
Managed to avoid damage.
And I will say,
maybe, yeah.
hitting those tires, unless you're Zap Panzarella at Chicago, is a lot better normally than hitting the wall. They're normally very forgiving, so hopefully not too much damage for Lolis there.
And he was on the brakes pretty hard, so I think maybe just kind of dinked it a little bit, but I don't think hit too hard.
I agree. I think no harm, no foul there for the chase driver, Brandon Lois, Backpack Racing, the current team standing leaders. So far, though, looking like a great day for Daily Drivers Inc. and for SimWorld, as you have Calcul over in second place. Firmly with that second place, I should say, with over a 10-second gap back to Panzarella. And as we speculated, boys, Dalton Geyer, one of the guys to do something cute, and he has an 8-second pit stop compared to everyone else's 15 seconds, 16 seconds. I'm seeing, wow, so it's on the higher side the way we're speculating. It's a 6-second gap that Geyer saved there, and look where he's running now in 5th place. Granted, he's on those older tires. We'll see if Tommy Fox can reel him in, but big neck in there for Dalton Geyer.
Yeah, you look at the lap deltas. Tommy Fox is starting to catch up. He's cutting into that lead. Yeah, we'll see if we come back and you know find ourselves with a battle here in a little bit. But yeah, so far that short pit stop working out.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, what Geyer has to do now is start putting down some really good laps on the oldest tires in the field by a long shot. Based on the data I have right here, he's the only one who was bold enough to do that. So we'll see what he does in the second pit stop. But what we also saw with Geyer is how late he pits, so we know he's good to make it to the stage. So again, one of our chase drivers getting those points where he can, that does put him firmly in chase point territory in 5th place. So great move there by the 36 of Dalton Geyer. Alex Hillman still got this thing under control. And man, if you're Hillman right now, Johnny, are you feeling more nervous or relaxed as you're watching Cal get smaller in your mirror? But man, how difficult is it to be this perfect and this fast?
Oh, I'm imagining it's nerve-wracking. You know, I haven't been a guy to be able to be in the lead, and I'm nervous in the back. So, and we know anything could happen at Walkins Glen. So, I'm assuming he'd be nervous too. But again, I don't have the pleasure of knowing how it is to be in first, so I just gotta assume here.
It's a scary feeling.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm nervous in the back, and no one's behind me.
You know, we've seen Alex Hillman lead these road course races before, and you know have just the worst of luck, have things not pan out. So I think strategically he's got to block those thoughts out of his mind here and just focus on one lap at a time here, just ticking them away, just focus on running the fastest laps on track and just making this gap even bigger, and then hopefully just looking down, seeing white flag and taking this thing to the end.
Yeah, there's how to lose a guy in 10 days, and then there's how to lose a race in 10 ways, and that's been Alex Hillman here on road courses in the past few seasons. He is just, if there's a way for a race to be stripped away from you, that you controlled, he has found it. And some of it's been self-inflicted, but most of it's been, like you alluded to, bad luck. We've seen him in the past have issues navigating lap traffic when he gets to it at these type of tracks, but Hillman has grown so much as a driver. That's not really something you expect to see an issue from him anymore. And then beyond that, little things like speeding last Thursday have taken wins away from him. Connection issues have taken wins away from him. It's been everything for Alex Hillman. So yeah, I think him specifically, probably more tensed up than most drivers would be, but it's not for, I think, on-track reasons. It's just thinking, please, have nothing go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, hopefully when he does hit that lap traffic, it just comes down to patience. I think he has to remember, okay, I'm in control of this. I'm the fastest car out here. I can kind of take a breath and do this at a safe spot, and I won't, I won't lose much out of it by, maybe waiting a corner or two to make that move if they don't immediately get out of my way. But yeah, I think I mean, I think overall he is definitely matured as a driver over time I've seen him, and it doesn't surprise me to see him out front here. I've never surprised me to see him out front at a road course, but yeah, long race yet to go. A lot could still happen, but I mean, the smart money is on Hillman at this point.
Yeah, it certainly is. And then another development here, Jonathan Casabir, who was running in 4th place behind Panzarella before that pit cycle, was caught by the speeding police, and it was by 1 mile per hour, is what I'm hearing over the radio. So unfortunate for Casabir. He has served that penalty, but you see right there what that has done to his track position. He is now the first car, or I should say the last car in the late lap. So Casabir had tons of speed in that 73 truck, and looks like he's going to have a hard time having to finish the show for it. But like you said just a second ago, DC, a lot of race left. So
what happened to
Zabik and Cowgill? Looks like something could happen to Zabik and Cowgill. Johnny, if you want to see if you can get that, Zab limping around the track. I don't see anything too bad, but it certainly isn't fast anymore. Oh, at the left side. Pretty dented in for Zab. And Chris Cowgill.
I have it ready.
Okay, let's take a look. I think this is going to be a big one based on the damage we're seeing. Here we go. Loose out of 1, and you were right. We're going to see this more.
Yeah, looks the exact same as, well, okay, maybe a little bit harder than what we saw with Volas.
Yeah.
And then Chris Cowgill, I know, I think he wanted to come play, but we'll see. No, okay, maybe individual. Oh, no, I think it may be separate incidents. Hopefully Cowgill okay. But man, big one there for Zab. Zab was running well. He was in the top 10. That's going to bring him down to 12th place. Casabir also got Grigsby, so now Casabir, just like that, back in the top 10. Juan Delgado with an exceptional run here in 9th place. He's just kept it clean so far. That 14 truck looks great. So Juan doing what he has to do, one of our best of the rest drivers. And then Danny Sanchez, also a driver recovering from an earlier incident. He's doing a great job right there in 8th place. Sanchez entering into here 3rd in the chase, and but not known for a driver who's been running up front on these right turning tracks. So I think he probably just wanted to get through this one so he can get to the ovals where he's been lights out fast. And so far, that's the type of day that Sanchez is having.
Yeah, and he did it. That's kind of how he navigated the street course as well earlier in the regular season. I believe it was just him and the winner Stephen Kirby that had those 0x bonuses by the end. He just kind of ticked the laps away, focused on just running consistent laps, and that paid dividends for him in the end. Yeah. I think he still finished like top 10, or did he get up to the top 5?
He got a good finish for it. I think it ended up being like 6th or 5th. Oh, Delgado loose behind Sanchez. I think he kept it while he did. That turn 1 is, great save there by the 14. And again, that's why that truck is still so clean. Oh, big moment there for the 14. But that turn 1 is getting treacherous. And here goes Hillman. And we were just talking about not if, but when he has to start lapping these cars. And it looks like Glen Grigsby is going to be first one up for Hillman.
Many people are calling him Watkins Glen Grigsby.
Oh, that's very good. I can't believe you sat on that until lap 22. I'm impressed with your restraint.
Yeah, I couldn't find a way to shoehorn it in until now.
Well done. It was worth the wait. And speaking of worth the wait, I think this will probably be, if Hillman's able to close out this stage, and it's going to be a lot about fuel, I think this will be his first stage win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So everything going right for Hillman right now, one of our chase drivers. We'll see if he's able to hold on to this. He has that lead up to 4 seconds. Really, it seems like when you get to this point in the run is when Hillman really starts to shine. And Calgill, I mean, clearly still very, very fast, still pulling away from Panzarella, but it starts to fall off of Hillman a little bit. And let's also check on Geyer and Fox. That gap has closed up a little bit, but I actually saw it a little bit closer about a lap or two ago. So maybe evening out a little bit, Geyer making those 23-lap old tires work.
Yeah, and I think both drivers now actually maybe closing that delta a little bit on Matthews and Panzarella too. I think the wear maybe just evening out.
You are not wrong. That last lap by Dalton Geyer was a full 2 seconds faster than Panzarella and Matthews. So Geyer, very, very fast. Actually, our third fastest truck on the track altogether. So tires, not anything that Geyer, I think, is going to be interested in. I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to run it like that. Not pit. It would not be the first time, or I'm sorry, not put on tires. Would not be the first time I've seen him do that. And that's a great way to start chipping away to that gap of Panzarella and Matthews.
Yeah, you know, I think why just with where it kind of spit him out the first time off a pit road, you know, a lot further up the road than he was when he came in, and you know, hasn't even you know really fallen down back, you know, even to where he was. I think, you know, it's like why would you take tires at that point?
Right.
If you know if it's just going to keep kind of paying dividends like that.
No, I totally agree. There's no reason. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If you're Dalton Geyer right now, it looks like he's going to collect quite a few stage points, currently running in 5th place. Here comes Case of Beer charging through the field. You saw him make the pass right there on Delgado. So Case of Beer is going to move into 9th place now. So talk about two drivers, Daily Drivers Inc. just making brilliant recoveries right now for their respective DDI teams, doing what they got to do. Calgill just gave up about 3 seconds to Hillman. I don't know if even anything notable happened or if Hillman's just that good right now, but it's up to 8 seconds for Alex Hillman.
Yeah, that's just crazy because, yeah, they were right on top of each other coming out of pit road. It's only been, I mean,
or 11 laps.
Like 10 laps. Yeah, it's like, yeah, 10, 12 laps since they pit. And yeah, for that lead to already be up there as Hillman comes to take the white flag for the stage. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the bubble here for stage points. As Case of Beer did get around Delgado. He's in 8th. Oh, and Sanchez came into the pits.
Oh, Sanchez, yeah. We saw Sanchez come early, remember?
Yeah, some guys, I think, having to make their scheduled stops now just with, you know, maybe coming in a little too early. But, yeah, Case of Beer up into 8th.
So, as of now, it'll be Lolis. And Case of Beer, 11 seconds back to Lolis, but anything can happen. I think Hillman is going to collect the stage win in pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see what he does as he comes around here. There goes Hillman putting McGivern another lap down, and then it'll be Juan Delgado will be next up to put 1 lap down, but don't think Delgado's going to have to worry about that quite yet. I would be surprised to see Hillman able to run it any further than this, and ducking it down low is Hillman. Whoa! Scary moment there. And here we go, Hillman and Delgado into the pits, and Hillman will, as long as Calgill can't somehow stay out, will collect the stage win in the pits. Yes, he will.
And it looks like, yeah, it looks like the guys that knew they weren't going to be collecting stage points, you know, decided to bring it down here anyway. Yes, here comes pretty much everybody at this point, with the stage coming to an end.
These guys got to hope they qualified well, too, because you want to hope that their pit lane is past the start-finish line. Panzarella qualified third, so his should be. We'll see him right about there. That's the start-finish line. So Panzarella will collect third place stage points there. And looks like Geyer
Might have beat.
I think he may have gotten fourth. Let's see. And
Yeah, that.
oh,
yeah, we'll see
that's
where the timing
close.
lines up.
That is close, DC. That's going to be fun to see. I'm looking at my data, and I see Dalton Geyer passing Cody Matthews for P4 on lap 25. So I believe that's going to be fourth place stage points for Dalton Geyer, who's now moving to second place, still behind Tillman, which is insane.
Yeah, that is pretty insane. Yeah, by a couple seconds here. He's going to have to bring it down this time. Yeah, hanging in tight behind Delgado here. Probably not going to make a move on that, but let's see. Panzarella back 23, or wait, is that a 2 or a 1?
That's a 2.
That's a 2. Okay, so yeah, this gap
beatdown has commenced.
Pretty insane. We're only halfway through this thing.
Yeah, now's when you start trying to do the math of how many cars he's going to lap, as like you predicted, Dalton Geyer going to bring it down, collecting those stage points. Man, what a recovery from the 36 truck. He's going to get the stage points that I think he would be happy with if that had not even happened to spin in the first place. I think fourth would have been great for him, especially with how dominant the top two are right now. And then I think we'll have to see what he does. We'll keep our eye on him if we can get a better camera angle of Geyer. Here we go, and see what he does in terms of fuel and tires. Just lights out fast without them.
Well, first things first, he's going to stop a little too soon for his box,
so
and have to pull up.
That might make the decision a little bit easier. And it was only fuel again, so another short pit stop for Geyer. Looks like that one's going to be 7 seconds long, and again, 14 seconds all around him. So he's saving 7 seconds on average, it looks like, with this strategy every time he does it, and there's still one more stop to go.
And you can see there in the background, he has leapfrogged Matthews here for fourth place on pit road. Matthews, of course, gonna have the tire advantage, so we'll probably start closing in. But who knows? Anything could happen here. It seemed like Tommy Fox was gonna close that gap, and then everything kind of evened out. So yeah, we'll see if the same thing doesn't happen. Oh wait, yeah. How did Tommy Fox fall down to 7th?
Yes, something must have gone wrong with Fox, whether it was just not a aggressive enough entry or what have you. I'm not seeing anything stick out to me in terms of wreck or anything, but Fox losing a few spots there. Let's see, I'm going to look at Grigsby on my data here. He also, took 4 tires. It's still only Geyer being the bold one willing to do that. And you see Fox, he wants to get that spot back. Nice move by Tommy Fox.
Yeah, nice move there on Walkins, Glen, Grigsby for 6th place.
Oh, was Grigsby? Oh, Grigsby had not pit yet. Okay, he went really long. So Grigsby on maybe an alternative strategy here. That is, I know he's just running it long. Great job by him. So that's going to be interesting as this race goes on. That also probably earned him some stage points. We'll have to see when the dust settles what that did for Grigsby. But he is the guy who has benefited the most, I think, by Cody Gibson stepping away from full-time racing here. And he's now a chase driver. So great job there by Grigsby.
Well, it depends, because sometimes, maybe you're thinking like, man, I really thought I had a shot in the best of the rest. Now you're throwing me in with all these dudes.
Yep.
Thanks guys.
Yeah, reality can come slap you in the face real quick. Here in this iRacing world, this is what we were talking about. You see Sanchez racing Hillman. This is to stay in the lead lap. Hillman gonna look to the inside through the bus stop. Good job by Hillman, but you can see right there Hillman not showing very much patience, but able to make it work.
Yeah, and I say that, but I don't think Grigsby's thinking like that, and I don't think he should be thinking like that. I think he, definitely, should be, liking the opportunity to run with the big boys,
Big boys.
Yeah, this is where the big boys come to play. Look at the adjective, play.
Exactly, and he's going to learn
Oh,
a lot here
Kevin
with
Mack.
us. And Grigsby doing a good job here today, currently running 11th place. And taking a look at Geyer and Matthews. Matthews closing that gap, not, I think, as close as he'd like to, with the knowledge he has that Geyer has over 30 lap old, or about to be 30 lap old tires now. It's got to be frustrating, but something about the driving style of that 36 able to make that work. And Cody Matthews, he is closing the gap, but I don't know how meaningful it is, especially if we get to that balancing point that we saw in that last run.
And you know what? We are past halfway, but I'm going to leave this up to you. Do we want to crank it up? I know it's I guess now 14 cars on a road course, so not,
Hey, the sights and sounds are nice here. We can do it for a bit. Let's crank it up.
okay.
Yeah, I told you the sights and sounds here at the Glen are pretty amazing. But we are back, and Case of Beer collects another position here. Looks like he got by Sanchez, as Sanchez is now fallen back to 9th place. And looks like he's about to go a lap down from Patrick Calgill here. So this field's starting to mix up a lot, as we kind of anticipated with the different deltas in the field as a whole. So this is where things get a little bit sketchy, as you see Patrick Calgill racing a lap car.
Well, not much of a race. Sanchez just going to kind of let him have it there. Good. That's. I mean,
Classy.
yeah. I mean, that's no use in making no use in racing there. Just get that guy out of your mirror, and you can keep running your laps.
Calgill is loose. Watching him go through that section of the track right there, you can see he's pushing hard. Losing time right now to Hillman. Not as bad as the last run. Only 9 seconds back now. Hillman did a great job in the pits that time. He had about an 8-second lead when he left the pits. So been doing a good job hanging with Hillman, has Calgill, but that lead has ballooned up and really not anything he's been able to do about it. And you can tell just this smoothness difference right now. Not to say that Calgill isn't smooth, because he really is, but just look at that, using all the runoff, every inch available to him. Then you look at Alex Hillman, just dialed in so smooth, really just doing whatever he wants.
There you see Lolis letting him by there. As I'm looking down the order, I believe Matthews did end up completing that pass on Geyer for 4th. So the tires coming in handy here for Matthews on that exchange.
And it's only going to get worse for Guy every time, right? The advantage should only get greater for the guys who are taking tires, and the disadvantage for Geyer should only get worse, as he has still yet to put tires on at all. So that just keeps stacking up and stacking up. All these guys get new tires every 12.5 laps.
Yeah, you know what though? But he's just going to get all of that back with that shorter pit stop.
And it's a net gain for sure so far for Geyer. It's gotten him away from Fox. He has a 10-second gap on Fox. It's gotten him clean racetrack, which is very important here. And yeah, I think if he keeps it up, would assume Panzarella to stick with his strategy. He may have a shot at Panzarella on this last run. We'll probably know in about 5 laps here. And we'll see how much he can stick here with Cody Matthews now running in 4th place. Matthews doing a great job here today. Currently, he entered this one 2nd place in the chase. So this is exactly what the 10 of Cody Matthews needs to do.
Yeah, you know, we definitely, I mean, high expectations for him as our inaugural race winner, our Daytona, our VRN 200 winner, crown jewel winner. You know, so great to see him up here in the 4th spot. I believe qualified 6th, I want to say.
Correct, 7th actually. So he's doing a great job.
Yeah, up 3 spots from there. Just a really great, just consistent day from him so far. Yeah, a lot of clean tracking from him right now. Probably glad to see that. You can just kind of run his laps here. Not necessarily gapping Geyer just yet. Geyer's still kind of just hanging in there with him. But yeah, great day for Matthews. Oh, Tommy Fox hitting those hitting those rumble strips hard.
He is. He sent it in there. I think maybe feeling some pressure behind him from Lolis and Case of Beer. Wanting to put down some clean laps here. And behind them, the last car in the lead lap right now is Tommy Fox. So Hillman has lapped all the way up to 6th place right now. Man, that 08 is dialed in so fast right now is Hillman. And only 16 to go. Johnny Replay, how are you feeling right now if you're Alex Hillman?
With that lead, I'm hoping he's feeling calm.
You'd hope so.
And not wanting to, yeah. No, the nerves got to be out of the way at this point with big advantage he has right now. Now it's just focusing solely on him. And, you know, hopefully a lap car doesn't cause him any trouble.
And one more pit stop too, and that was the pit stop last Thursday that it all went away for Hillman. So you know that's on the back of his mind. About 3 laps away, I'd assume, until we'll see him hit those pits, and probably for the last time today. Not going to want to after the last splash of fuel. And Hillman has such a luxury right now, DC, to where if he wants to, he could take tires and still have the lead.
Yeah, and I mean, which I think everybody but the 36 has taken tires on both stops, right? Did we?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so really no reason for Hillman to think that Calgill wouldn't take tires, but I mean maybe kind of if the desperation is there, and he thinks but I think the gap between Hillman and Calgill, I don't think.
Oh, it's too big.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that would even spin out in front of him.
Nope, Hillman can do whatever he wants.
Lead.
Hillman can take tires. He can smoke a cigarette and he could finish it and probably still leave with the lead right now. Hillman really, like Johnny said, just has to knock down these last 15 laps. And oh man, look in front of him. Whoa, and hope that doesn't happen. Chris Calgill into the wall right in front of our leader. Oh, that was probably a tense moment for the 08.
Well, for the 03, luckily he kept it just kind of buried in the wall up there. I think maybe saw Hillman coming, just decided to give him as much of the track as he could there. Yeah, scary moment there. You know what Alex Hillman could do? He could run the boot.
Yeah, he could run the boot and he'd probably still come out with the lead. He could add sections to this track. As this is going to be a sketchy moment here for Lolis, as he's going to try to get around the damaged truck of Christopher Calgill. And I don't think Calgill fully knows how that thing feels quite yet. And on the top of your screen is his brother running in 2nd place, Patrick Calgill. Oh, yeah, look at that 03. That thing is tight.
And, you know, we were talking about the field being spread out a second ago. And look at this. We have 3, about to be 4 cars under a blanket here.
Oh, boy.
All of a sudden, in front of Patrick Calgill, giving Patrick Calgill something to worry about here. Everyone kind of navigating it, pretty peacefully though.
Yeah, great job by
Calgill
Lolis.
just here.
And it looks like Christopher Calgill, I should say, is going to try to stretch this all the way as Quesabir is going to bring it into the pits, try to stretch that to the checker flag. Quesabir, I believe, yeah, he's a lap down, so he really has one less lap to worry about. Maybe going to use that to his advantage. But it looks like Christopher Calgill, even with that damaged truck, going to want to limp it around and still stay in that pit window as his brother is going to make his way around the outside of him, or going to try to. Oh, boy.
Around the outside. There we go.
That's going to be awkward in Thanksgiving. Oh, boy. Oh, another big hit for Calgill. Oh.
The John Deere car mowing some more grass.
Some guy's going to see that new debris flag. Okay, well, I mean, if you have your faster pair, it doesn't matter, right? As long as
I guess not, but did he use it? Because that car, I felt like that car before he did that car was a lot more, a lot cleaner. Like,
I agree.
It was pretty messed up after that first hit on lap 2, and then I think it cleaned up a little bit. So I think he might have used that faster pair, and now maybe doesn't have it left. I'm not.
Oh, we're gonna find out.
Oh yeah,
he's not gonna want to spin
it.
That
Does not look fun to drive.
And here comes Alex Hillman into the pits for what should be his final pit stop, as does Patrick Calgill. So as we speculated, these guys are going to come on in and likely get 4 tires and fuel. I don't see why you wouldn't if you're Alex Hillman. Biggest thing he's thinking about is keeping it under 40 miles per hour and not getting anything from the speeding police here. As Hillman's going to bring it in right here, and we're going to likely see those right sides go up. Yep, there they go. And look, Patrick Calgill's just now getting there.
You know what else Hillman could do?
What else?
He could go 20 miles per hour down the pit lane.
Yeah.
Just to be safe, and I think he'd be fine.
He could do the speed limit during this part. He didn't even have to do that.
Yeah, you could go pace car speed.
Yeah. He just needs to chill for the rest of the race, and he has himself his first DDIRL win. And could not come at a better time. So here's Geyer still stretching it out. What's even still insane, Alex Hillman has led every lap of this race. Geyer has not even cycled to the lead. One of our faster road course drivers is a 36. So Hillman just a stranglehold on this race.
And you're gonna see, yeah, the tires. I mean, maybe not even the tires. Just Calgill and Hillman are just kind of the class of the field at this point, so Geyer not really going to be able to close up to them even, and he's probably coming in this lap too anyway, as you see Matthews coming out. We'll see if when Geyer comes out here, if he's able to leapfrog him again, if he does decide to not take tires.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone else decides not to. It looks like Lola's pitting right now. He's going to put tires on it. Tommy Fox has already pit, and looks like actually Fox did decide to go with no tires. An 8-second pit stop there for Tommy Fox.
Hey, you know, don't knock it till you try it. You know it.
And here comes Geyer.
Your lap times are going to be a little slower, but you'll find that I don't know, the consistency of the car is just a little better, I think. You don't feel like it's going to lose control on you. You can really hit those curbs if you want to, and not really worry about. I mean, and
fuel only.
Yeah, there you go. And you can see Matthews just coming out of the final turn there.
So
Mark
Geyer
Saab
going to leapfrog him by quite a bit this time, by virtue of that strategy. So now he's just going to have to hold on to that lead again, but it's much, much larger than it was in the previous run. And you saw Geyer was able to stick with Matthews in that last run, so we'll see if he can hold off Cody for that 4th place spot. But Geyer, just great recovery, stuck to the plan. He's going to go 50 laps on that set of tires. Could you ever, Johnny? I could never do that.
Oh, I couldn't either. I'd be too scared.
Yeah.
I'd go based off what everybody else is doing. You know, talk to the team, like, hey, what are you guys doing? And then if Dalton Geyer's on your team, you ignore him.
Right? Just, well, he's crazy. Never mind. I'm glad someone's doing it. Someone has to be the guinea pig for the team, and I'm sure Geyer was for DDI. But it's working out right now, and yeah, I'm sure you're still even hearing, like, how is that working? But it is. He has a nice 5-second gap back to Cody Matthews right now for that 4th place spot. not particularly close to Panzarella, but towards the end of these runs, he's been as fast as Panzarella. So it'll be a matter of just that 12 keeping it clean as he's negotiating lap traffic as well, working on Danny Sanchez right there. Sanchez has been one of the speedier lap cars these guys have had to deal with as Kentrell's going to send on the inside of the uphill section of the S's here.
Yeah, Sanchez once again just keeping it chill, keeping it mellow, keeping hold of so he's back in 11th. We'll see if he, I don't know how far up the road Delgado is. Okay, yeah, there he is. There's Delgado out of the bus stop there. Yeah, a lot of lap traffic here coming up for Panzarella.
Yeah, you got Calgill, which I think, as we speculated, it looks like he got some damage repair done, but yeah, that thing is still missing substantial body work. I think Panzarella's going to try to make the pass here on the inside. It's going to be a late send, but Calgill will give him all the room in the world, and there goes the 12. So, yeah, a lot of lap traffic to negotiate around, and Sanchez is going to try to, wow, make a nice dive there and get around Chris Calgill as well. Nice move by Sanchez.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just got to show intent. And that's enough. You see that car, over to the right or the left in your mirror, and you kind of get the hint of like, oh, okay, he's really gonna go for it here.
Yep, you kind of just show your nose to the inside, and you make them think exactly that, like, oh, okay, he's not gonna back down, and sometimes that's what you have to do. And props to Chris Calgill. Not trying to pick on him at all, but man, he is doing a good job. As you can tell, that truck is evil right now, but he's getting around. Going to try to finish this race under power. So good job so far by Calgill doing that. Up front from Panzarella, you have Delgado and Grigsby. That is 4 position right there. Grigsby running 9th, Delgado 10th, and then Panzarella putting those two a lap down. So that is going to be an interesting one right there. Again, Grigsby now a chase car, and Delgado the best car. Both of them, or truck I should say, both of them doing what they got to do in this race to put themselves in positions to have a chance at their respective championships. Grigsby really had that alternate strategy going for most of this race, but he's been making it work. We'll see if he has to bring it back down here in this run.
Well, I think he was pitting later than everyone, right? So he should actually be better on fuel than everybody.
Actually, you're right. He's good. Yeah. As you see, Panzarella negotiate his way around his teammate of Juan Delgado right there. 44 ever DDI teammates there. So Panzarella, luckily, he is busy passing cars. Yeah, big. Was that case of beer
in the background? That was Sanchez.
Oh man, so Sanchez.
I
think yeah, you're right. Sanchez regrouping right here, getting close to Delgado. Sanchez really driving that 62 the hardest we've seen him drive it all day. Like we said, Dan Sanchez was just been doing Dan Sanchez things for most of today. Just been really calm, cool, and consistent. But right now, he's looking hungry for that spot on Delgado.
Yeah, you know what? He sees a top 10 out the windshield there, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, he wants it. No one's told him that those points aren't counting anymore. There's no bonus points for 10th anymore. He doesn't care. He wants it. As you see, Delgado is going to get around McGivern. McGivern is also, similar to Chris Calgill, been limping around an injured race truck all day. Doing a great job, though. He's going to be one of those guys to watch out for in the chase is McGivern. Not the first race that he won in the chase, but also I think one of those guys who just wanted to get through this road course race and collect the points where they are available to him. And he's done exactly that.
Man, just looking at it here, I think that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 9 or 10 cars just in this one little section here.
All for position.
All kind of converging.
You see Panzarella look at his rearview mirror and saying, thank God that's behind me now. Didn't want to deal with that. He's found his way around Grigsby. Yeah, but you see Delgado trying to put down those hot laps, trying to catch Grigsby. And the same thing happening behind him with Danny Sanchez. So all three of these drivers hungry for points right now in positions. Only 7 to go also, so it is winning time. Good job by Grigsby. Pressure's on right now. If you're Delgado or Sanchez, don't want to make a mistake now.
Definitely not. Yeah, and this is all for position right here too.
Yep. Pretty amazing. No cautions, 44 laps completed, and these guys still able to find each other at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. You know what? If you, Johnny Replay, I think you can find something that happened if you check back on Geyer, because you can see that gap a lot closer now.
Yeah.
Something that might have happened in the bus stop. Maybe a 2 or 3 laps ago.
We have a lot of eyes in the sky out here. Let's see, Geyer going to try to get around McGivern. His teammate's going to let them by. But Matthews right there on Geyer now. So now suddenly we have action all over the track. Here goes Sanchez. Still looking around, trying to make Delgado nervous. Hasn't been able to do so. Delgado's been lights out, but this is the tail end of these tires. These guys have been driving hard. This is some good stuff right here, DC. And then right behind them, but it was a totally different story in third and fourth, or fourth and fifth, you have Matthews. And let's take a look at the reason why Matthews is so close to Dalton Geyer. Oh!
I believe I found it.
Let's take a look. That doesn't look good. Oh, this has to be it. Yep. It's going to be an off-track here. Yeah, that will be an off-track penalty for the 36 of Geyer. So that's just a slowdown on track. Usually costs you about a second or two, and that's exactly what he could not afford to Cody Matthews. So that's all it took right there to give up that nice 5-second cushion that the 36 built.
I do love the slow-mo.
Great slow-mo. Great work by our cameraman. Johnny Replay killing it as always.
I love seeing those jumps.
Oh, they're so cool. They're definitely like the best like pictures afterwards. Definitely our photographer always gets those too. And Matthews, oh, a lot of drivers smelling blood right now. You have Sanchez breathing down the neck of Delgado, and you have something very similar right behind them with Geyer and Matthews. Geyer threw the bus stop better that time. But Matthews lights out at this point in the run, it looks like. It's going to be fun to watch, DC. Oh.
Yeah, these guys just locked in right now.
You see Delgado trying to hold off Sanchez a little bit deep into the corner. Goes the 14. Can Sanchez take advantage? Sanchez so fast through the second to last corner, and he's going to take it through the last corner on the inside of the 14. Oh, yeah. Wow, what a set by Sanchez. Wow, he was not going to be denied.
Yeah. Delgado running wide, giving him the room, but Sanchez also gave him the room. He used kind of the very inside of the track there. Those guys racing each other, but racing very, very respectfully.
Boys, I got something for you.
Oh, let's see it.
Do you?
Oh, it's going to be... I'm excited for it. I think I may have heard something on the radio that would allude to this. Let's take a look. Here goes Grant McGivern. Oh. Hard in the wall goes the 33. So, much like Christopher Calgo, like we talked about, I was trying to get it back around, finish all the laps, see if he's able to. Oh my goodness, it almost took Tommy Fox with him. That was close. McGivern all good there. 3 to go in this race. Geyer doing everything he can to hold off Matthews. We'll see if he's able to. It's a signed, sealed, and delivered thing for Hillman up front. He's got a 12-second lead over Patrick Calgill, and then a full 45 seconds from Alex Hillman to Zach Panzarella. What a dominant performance from the 08 so far.
You know what? It's funny. I feel like we normally expect some weird lap car shenanigans or questionable re-entries, but we haven't really seen any of that today.
We really haven't. Right now, you have the teammate of Geyer, Delgado, right in front of him, so we'll see if this affects the battle at all. Matthews going to send it to the inside through turn 1. Geyer going to try to run it high, see if he can keep the momentum, but a great turn 1 by Matthews, and Matthews is going to get that spot and reclaim 4th place. So 4th place for Cody Matthews, 5th for Dalton Geyer. We'll see if Geyer has anything to say about that with 2 to go. And up front, we'll take a look at the leader, because he is all by himself, but in the best way possible. Just a day at the beach.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Hillman just checking out here. Calgill pretty much checked out for 2nd place. Huge gap for Panzarella. Matthews and Geyer still.
They're putting on a show.
Geyer's still hanging tough, but probably not going to be able to get back to him. I think Geyer's going to be kind of kicking himself for that lap 1 incident that definitely without that, this day definitely could have ended in at least a podium. I don't think, no matter what he did, he was gonna, even with not taking tires. I don't think that was gonna get him up to Cowgill or Hillman, but I think the time saved maybe could have got him onto that podium, but still gonna walk away with the top 5 here, as we see Alex Hillman entering the final turn for the penultimate time, takes the white flag. This one is going to be official.
Yes, it is. Alex Hillman, he has done what he has to do so far today. He just needs to bring it around one more time as a full 11-second cushion to Cowgill. And I agree. I think this could have been a great day for Geyer. I think a 5th, all things considered, is still big for him, especially here in this chase where every point is going to matter so much. But I think a podium was certainly in the cards for him today. And with that strategy that I don't think anyone else was going to be able to duplicate, could have done something special and maybe put some pressure on Cowgill. But I don't think anyone was going to have anything for this 08 of Hillman. He could have put tires on, and he still would have been able to stay in front of Cowgill. So this guy was just unbelievable today. And if he didn't need to take tires, I don't think he would have. He would have just stayed as fast, but he was able to have a luxurious day here today, and he's going to be 2 turns away from his first ever DDIRL Truck Series win. Not surprisingly, a GT3 driver, someone who has several wins in leagues over in sports car racing. It's going to come at a road course, DC. Alex Hillman going to bring it around one more time.
Into the final corner. 10 races of trying, 10 races of frustration. Alex Hillman is a winner in the DDIRL.
What a win for Hillman. Great job by the Daily Drivers Inc. driver. Got to be stoked on that one. And he led every lap. He had the fastest lap. Surprisingly, led the most laps with all that said. And he is going to complete the most dominant performance we've seen since Stephen Kirby last time we turned right in this league. What a win by the 08, and that's going to put him in a great position here in the chase. We'll take a look at that when we go into next week's race as we're looking to finalize a few things on our points. So that will be fun to explore, but I do have a surprise for you guys.
Well, what is it?
Well, just hold on. Hey, Alex Hillman, we got you, buddy?
Yep.
Look at that. We got Alex Hillman, today's winner, here with us. And that
my
was
God, you're still awake?
I know. That was a burnout for the ages, Mr. Hillman. Take us through your day. It looked like a relatively smooth one.
I was. Kind of just kept my head down. Kept it smooth. Biggest problem I've had in recent history of road courses, of just getting in my own head and mess it up for myself, trying to do too much. Especially on that last pit stop, I kind of took a quote from team I like to watch, is Team Redline, Max Verstappen's team, of no risk, full push. And it's kind of took no risk, but went as fast as it possibly could go without risk of spinning it. Had a great time out there. Truck felt pretty good with only about an hour of practice with the new Walkins Glen. So.
What a slap in the face. Only an hour of practice, and Hillman does that, as you see it on screen. Only 6 cars in the lead lap. Tommy Fox, the last car that finished in the lead lap. So, one thing that we were talking a little bit today about Hillman was your past on road courses, I mean, specifically last week. How much was that weighing on you throughout this race, or were you able just to lock in and just know you had this thing under control?
Oh, no, the first pit stop, I think I lost like 4 seconds on Cowgill, because I was like, nope, we're not speeding. Because last week I did 41 miles per hour, 1 mile per hour over pit lane, and they gave me a 40-second penalty. And then I think last year at Walkins Glen, at the stage break, I ended up spinning into turn 1. So, and then we have Chicago, which I've gotten a lot better on lap cars since then, luckily.
Yeah, I mean, all those things are true. It was amazing to be there to see it come full circle. First DDIRL win brings you into, I can tell you this, second place in the standings, in the chase standings. Looks like it's going to be a 25-point gap back to Panzarella now. So what's the plan moving forward? Next week we go to New Hampshire.
Get some more practice in. I think I've had pretty good history at New Hampshire. I I've gotten a lot better at the short tracks. Other words, I've gotten a lot better at the tracks that aren't you push the pedal to the floor. Tire saving I know is gonna be a big thing, because I know this league we like to keep it green the whole time. So if you can keep tires good, it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah, I really could not agree more. It's going to be big next week. I would definitely anticipate that 150 laps around New Hampshire. Well, amazing win today. Go have a cold one. You deserve it, as me and Gene likes to say, and you certainly do, Hillman. A long time coming here in this league, here at this track. Great to see it happen here today. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you out of here?
Just my teammates at DDI. They've kind of helped me keep my head clean the whole race. And shout out to you guys broadcasting. Y'all do a great job. Always fun to watch.
Thank you so much, my man, and congrats.
Thank you.
Awesome job today by Alex Hillman, guys. It was great to see it all come together, and really couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So huge win for Hillman. Great way for him to start the chase. And like we said, next week we go to New Hampshire, 150 laps around that place. What are you expecting over there, DC?
Well, if I say what I'm expecting, but no, I think I'm expecting a lot of green flag racing. I feel like that. I mean, just with this group of guys and the type of track that New Hampshire is. I mean, I know that it's the type of place where cautions breed cautions, and that turn one, lap one on a restart can be pretty hectic, but once it kind of single files out, like there's kind of a lot of different lanes to run, honestly. And I think we're gonna see a lot of green flag racing. Maybe some downshifting. And maybe we'll see some first time winner here this season.
Yeah, not only is it one of those tracks that there's a lot of different ways to get around it, there's a lot of different driving styles you can approach that track with. I think we will see some shifters, some non-shifters, and I think some of the driving styles of guys in this league are really going to stick out at New Hampshire next week. But that's next week. This was this week here at the Glen. Congratulations to Alex Hillman. The chase is officially underway, boys. The chase for the first ever DDIRL Cup, and it couldn't be off to a better start. That gap that Panzarella came in with is already starting to decrease. It was 40. It's down to 25. We'll take a closer look. I mean, it could be even different by the time we get to New Hampshire, but we'll take a closer look at that at next week's broadcast. But for this one here today, I just want to thank everyone for joining us. We missed you guys these past 2 weeks. It was a much refreshing break, but we're excited to hit the ground running for these next 5 weeks now and crown our first champion. And we can't wait to keep this thing rolling. So make sure to rejoin us here next week, same time, same place at New Hampshire Speedway here on VRN. Make sure you're subscribed up, and let's continue to fill these fields here in this brand new racing league. Only 5 more chances to run this league this season, and man, like we've heard so many guys talk about, they've been largely green flag fun races. So can't wait to see who takes home that first championship and how the drama unfolds. Thank you everyone for joining us. It was a fun race here at the Glen. It is, again, amazing to be back, and we will see you guys next week. From me, YZ, the Drugstore Cowboy, and Johnny Replay doing a great job, as always, getting us the action all around the track. Thank you all, and have a great rest of your night.